Hey, it's Shannon from iHeartRadio Canada, joined by Eddie Benjamin. Thank you so much for taking the time. How's it going?
Hi, I'm good. I'm tired, as you know. I just woke up,
Thank
but
you
I'm
so
good.
much for taking the time, though.
Of course, no.
Especially from asleep. That's very considerate. I appreciate it. Of course, I have to start out by asking how the tour has been going with Justin Bieber. How is it?
Yeah, it's amazing. As you can tell, my sleep schedule is destroyed, but that's just because we're kind of had an interesting start. Justin got COVID at the start, so now we're like getting in the flow of traveling. We're about to go to Canada, but yeah, the energy's been amazing. Everyone's happy and healthy and excited and stressed and nervous. It's great.
Yeah. Has the big tour experience been everything that you've expected? Like, has there been any big learning curves with going on such a huge tour?
Um, for sure. I think the first few shows were like definitely hard to process because, I've been in the studio for like 4 years and then this is like my first anything ever. So it's like, whoa, all right, this is an arena with 20,000 people looking into my soul. So like the first few shows were definitely like, holy crap, am I really about to go out there and do that? But like now definitely getting into a flow and yeah, talking to everyone, it's great. Everyone feels that. So yeah.
Yeah, totally. What was your first reaction when Justin invited you to go on tour with him? Was it just like pure excitement? Was there like a wave of anxiety? How are you feeling in that moment?
So no, we were in a comfortable situation. So it was when I dropped my first EP. It was like 4 songs. It was about maybe 9 months ago, and I was with my family, my team, my label, and Justin was sitting next to me, and I was all eating chicken
Nice.
tenders. He was just we were just vibing out. He's like, "Hey man, so you want to come on tour with me?" And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, you want to come on tour with me?" I was like, I like hit him on the shoulder. I was like, "You serious? What are you talking about?" He's like, "Do you want to come on tour with me?" I'm like, "Yes." What are you talking about? And yeah, like honestly, like it was a crazy night because that was like my first time like being out and all like he just asked me to come on tour. I go outside, there's like people taking photos of me. I'm like, what the hell is going on? This is definitely pretty intense. But honestly, like he's such a beautiful person and I actually trust him as a friend. So like yeah, I'm really grateful to be on tour with honestly a friend. And if I'm ever like having a crazy day, or I'm feeling terrified, I always know I can call him. And honestly, same with Jaden and Teo. Like, the Jaden's like, dude, this is my seventh tour, and of course it's a lot. So if you ever need anyone, like, yeah, that it's a really good energy, is what I'm
Yeah,
trying to tell you.
definitely. Yeah, I can see that. And it seems like with Justin kind of like being a mentor in your life and with Maddie, for example, being in the industry as long as
Yeah,
both of them have since they were children. Are there
yeah,
things that you've learned or taken away from them being in the industry for so long that you can then apply to your own career?
absolutely. I think, yeah, I'm very lucky to have these amazing kind of veterans around me, guiding me. Honestly, I would say like I'm so new to this, and like even like you mentioned, Maddie, just seeing how she handles it with such grace, handles so many things, and yeah, like her coming into my world a little bit, and meeting all my friends and my musicians, and she's just been in this for so long and kind of dealt with so much, so juggling projects, trying to, she's been on tour, she's been on massive tours, so like she's done everything, which is really funny. So yeah, like I definitely get advice. And the main kind of common thread I see with all these kind of amazing people is just honestly keeping your circle really tight and keeping, those who you really trust and not try to get too clouded. And, especially when you're working a lot like this, there's a lot of time where your brain is just free. We go on stage for however long, but like, the challenge is all that time kind of trying to find the groove of where you can stay like stable and not just so yeah, I think that's definitely like some advice I get from all those amazing people. Yeah, it's just to just like try and keep your circle small and find that little pocket where you can stay, in a rhythm.
I've never thought about that, like the free time to think and all of the things. How do you keep
Yeah.
yourself from like spiraling and like being anxious and all of that?
Keep yourself from like not dying and having anxiety attacks all the time. I
Exactly.
don't know, we're still figuring it out. Like everyone is. I'm not gonna like sit here and pretend like I know everything and what's going on, but yeah, I think talking to Jade, he was like, bro, touring is the time you have in the cities in between. You have just empty brain space. And, I think for every person, you just start overthinking. But you just get into it and you just get more confident. You kind of just let go. That's kind of what I've been feeling. And just, yeah, letting the wave kind of guide you. Again, like I'm super up and down all the time. So like trying to find a little groove to where you can just sit in is like, yeah, that's the challenge. That's what I've been trying to do.
Totally. How are you then with challenging those emotions into the music that you make? Because for like Weatherman, for example, you talk about feeling really anxious and then turning it into that amazing song. How challenging is that?
All right. Thank you so much. It's not even a thought process. It just is. I don't like, when I made my album, it felt like I was just like, all of this stuff was just coming up. I'm not like, this song is gonna run it out. Like I experience life and I just like have to kind of, music is just really helps me process kind of actual reality and things that are going on. So yeah, I kind of just have to make these songs, and it's just about my life. And Weatherman was a time where I just felt so pushed around by all these emotions, like I'm sure so many people were feeling and still are. And just like, man, I feel like I'm living in yesterday. My brain's living in all the past. I'm terrified of what's next. Like you feel trapped in a way. And yeah, when we made that, it was just like, come on, we can do this. This one breakthrough, we got this. And musically and like conceptually, it was just, yeah, one of those moments. But honestly, I'm working on my next album now, not the one that's coming out, like the next one. And that's getting me through these times. Cause like, yeah, I just make songs about what's actually in front of me. And I think that helps me get through them because, yeah.
Yeah. But not even taking a break. You like are going from this one album that's not even out yet and then already working on the next one.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
straight in full. Yeah, I'm super excited and confident and just want to be delivering nonstop music for a long time.
Oh, that's so exciting. I can't wait to hear all of it. That's so sweet. Especially with Weatherman. It's such a unique sound. It's so relatable in its messaging for this album, the one that's coming out, not the next one.
Yeah,
Can we expect a similar sound of Weatherman in this album?
for sure. I mean, there's a lot of kind of different kind of soundscapes and different sonic textures and different, maybe perhaps you would say, styles, but I think it's definitely one body of work. It's 7 songs. It's not like a huge album. I'm not showing everything, but something me and my collaborator Kid Culture are obsessed by, sonically is, yeah, like you said, bringing those warm kind of analog sounds that everyone knows and loves from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and combining it with this kind of hyper new modern sound. And I think one of the reasons why it hasn't been done very much is because it's really hard and really, you have to get all this gear and get people who are way older than you to figure out how to use it. And yeah, there's a lot of like technological things, sound designs, and of course then the songwriting. Like I really want to push it forward. But yeah, like sonically the album is just an array of things, and conceptually like all the 7 songs are about kind of core experiences I've had that, yeah, have moved my life, and I kind of just had to make them. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know you come from a musical family as well, with your dad being a musician, your mom being a choreographer. Is that where the love for that kind of older music comes from? Was that kind of the music that was played growing up, or what were you listening to?
It's a really good question. Yeah, so definitely it was around hyper creativeness in my household, but I was played a lot. I come from a jazz and classical background, so there was a lot of jazz, a lot of classical music, a lot of orchestration, but then like Prince would come on, then the Black Eyed Peas would come on, then like, there was a lot, I was exposed to a lot of music. And my brain kind of just works in those 2 types of music, good and bad. And like people like, oh, there's so many styles. I hear this and I hear this, and I'm like, I don't know. I think it's just fusion of these sounds. I just love pop arrangements. I love the musicianship of all the old hits. So I just kind of want to push that style into something new. But yeah, definitely was exposed to a lot of records, not just old stuff, what was going on then at the moment for sure.
Cool. It's been so amazing to see your rise in the industry so far. I'm so excited to see where you go. But from the outside looking in, it almost looks like you like came to LA and then it was like, bam, you were just like, things started happening for you. How accurate would you say that is to the actual truth?
It's a really good question. Honestly, I'm not too sure. My perspective is a little to be in it. Like I'm kind of, it's a lot, I moved to LA, and yeah, definitely like 2 weeks after that, it was like, and then I was just in the studio, and there was being a lot asked of me, and there was a lot of times where I had to be like, guys, I'm not ready, like I like, people really wanted to, and there was a lot going on. And yeah, I mean, I get it, definitely sometimes it feels like, wow, this has all happened like like this. And then there's other times I'm like, man, I've been practicing in my room for 5 hours a day for 5 years. Like, so two different vibes.
Eddie, thank you so much for taking the time. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. Congrats on the tour and all the success, and can't wait to see what's to come.
Thank you. Such a great conversation.